Uh, all of the assets that have very clear market maker buy sell programs with very clear draws of liquidity, those are the ones I believe um, guys can choose and take advantage of this week. 1 second, I'm going to post this link inside of Street Channel. James, what is it? 11 o'clock for you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Well, 11:10.
Cool. All right, let's do it. James, if you want to chime in, like we could just do this together. Doesn't matter to me. Vision, same idea. Honestly, anybody that's on the call.
Let me look at my watch list. See if there's any pairs that is not on your list. I've gone over US 500 as well. I don't know if you've
Okay.
got that there.
All right.
Obviously, the yields. Yeah.
I'll add it on here.
Are you recording?
Yeah, I hit record.
Oh, okay.
I put gold in there as well, despite being all-time highs. I still put gold in there.
That's the time.
Just keep buying, man. Just keep buying.
Yeah, that's
That
so
was one of the
true.
reasons I kept it off. Let's start with DXY.
Actually, can we start with the bond market? Because if we know where bond market is going, we just know where dollar is going, and then we know everything else. But
We'll come
if
to
you
it.
don't want to do it, it's fine.
Nah, we'll come to it. We got these three right here. We'll start with DXY and
Sweet.
see if there's any anomalies or anything like that. So, obviously I say it every week, or we say it every week, right? We know that we are still in this condensed market, right? This consolidated market, approaching the election. But as of right now, right, it's very obvious that up close candles are supporting price. All right, institutional order flow is bearish, at least on a daily for sure, or a weekly for sure. Obviously, that's going to translate to the daily chart as well. Just looking at areas of interest or areas where we'd expect price to run into. So we called out 102, we call this number 102.80. We'll just round it to that point, but we should reach into this weekly fair value gap. And then for some time, we've also been calling out these equal lows at 1005. I'm just going to go 550. We like to see is open, high, low close this week. Now, this previous week, we traded inside of this candle's the previous candle's range. I think last week, James, you might have had the same idea that we probably trade into this fair value gap,
Yeah,
and then go lower. But I think with us being in so close to proximity to these equal lows, we should get an open high, low. The biggest question is, does this week continue to trade here, or does this week give us, a run on stops and then some type of retracement? But overall, institutional order flow is bearish. Anybody have any objections or any different viewpoints on it?
drop onto the 4 hour. There's a nice 4 hour IFEG or BPI now. That's what I want to see price trade up to, and then take out those lows. So get above that weekly opening price. You see the 4 hour IFEG.
This guy right here.
Yeah. Ideally,
Okay.
I want to see that respected.
Okay. Cool. So some lower time frame, open high, basically weekly opening price. Us trading here and then expanding lower. Got it. I like it. Even on the daily too, bro. Right here on the daily.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just kind of seeing this as somewhat of like propulsion.
Yeah.
Daily up close candle, daily up close candle. The key for me right here, James, is this closure. Right. The
Exactly.
close below that
Yeah.
candles though.
CSD. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's beautiful. Cool. If everybody has the same viewpoint, we can move on to yield, and then, of course, David will look at the bond market. I don't think there's any cracks in correlation just yet. Beyond the cracking correlation that we saw earlier, which kind of forecasted this price move lower, this one at the very top. So we looked at this low, this high, and that high, right? And obviously we translate that over. And this is what kind of forecasted, hey, we might actually see a bearish dollar over the next few weeks or month. Okay. As of right now, there isn't any other cracking correlation unless I'm missing it. What we do is take this range, right, from this last up close candle all the way down to this low. We can see we've already pushed up into premiums, but I do believe this is a weekly fair value gap that we probably want to look out for with the yield market. So right here, this level comes in right at the 4% mark. All right. So most ideal scenario for this week, I'd say, is we open, we trade up into that. Right. Kind of got a little bit of fair valuation right here. And then we run lower into that 3.65% range. All right. But I really want to see us move higher first. All right. So what could happen here is if if the yield gets out of sync with DXY, maybe, even though we're expecting DXY to move higher, that could be one day where the dollar or DXY or correlated assets might consolidate. But either way, let's look for a move up to move down. Keep it simple. That means on the lower time frame here, we should be looking at this move from here to potentially here as a potential market maker model, right? Seeing if we get a smart money reversal.
I have the exact same. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. And
Yeah,
what was that?
I said no complaints.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, and I'm looking at this right here. Right. We could say that we began to see this as a shift in order flow, but maybe on the daily that, yeah. So on the daily, it runs into a daily discount array.
Yeah.
And I think we've since reacted from that. Order flow is somewhat shifting. If we trade and close here above that candle's opening price, if we have a bullish candle close above there, right here, right, then that would increase the odds that we actually go into the weekly fair value gap. Then we can look for shifts in institutional order flow to come back here. All right, and then here we go, David, into the bond market.
Sweet.
First thing I want to do here is look for cracks and correlations between the bond and the yield. Wait, this cannot be the right thing. 1 second. All right. All right. Does anybody see any cracks in correlation? Any recent cracks in correlation? I don't, per se.
Nah, nothing.
Yeah, none just yet, right? But we certainly want to be aware, and maybe there's one that shows up that happens to show up. This is the current dealing range that we're working with right now, right? And then we never know. Maybe this moves here, giving us the crack of correlation, which would solidify, our initial ideas about price. So, we'll just keep watching inside this range. What I do like, David, is with the bond right here, we have this volume imbalance. We saw this volume imbalance going into last week. We believe we should see support from around this level. Kind of got just traditional support resistance ideas. I know we don't use that, but there is, consistency in price around this point, which then aligns with that volume balance. And I'm seeing this level as just kind of seeing this as equal highs back into 127. And then on our weekly chart, order flow on the weekly. Obviously, we can see weekly down close candles. These guys are supporting price, which aligns with us seeing a bearish dollar. And we want to think open, low, high close coming into this week. So, in terms of looking at when we're saying open, low, high close here, and we have to identify which PD array, right? We kind of have two, right? Maybe price takes out that previous week's low, and allows room for a cracking correlation with the yield, right? Or it could just very well push into the weekly fair value gap, daily volume imbalance, and then take us back higher. Okay, but our job here is just to look for market maker buy program on those lower time frames and identify that true shift in institutional order flow. This is a draw for me.
Yeah, bro, same idea, not gonna lie.
Okay, perfect. All right, now let's get to the key movers for the week. I think coming off of last week, GU moved exactly as planned. Going into the week, one of the key things for last week was let's go to the weekly. All right, so looking here on the weekly, just following order flow, right? Obviously, weekly down close candle, weekly down close candle. Fair value gaps also coincide with order flow, right? Weekly down close candle. So even though this was a strong push, we understood that this is our next point of parent order flow, all right? And we might see price turn around from that point. Price got down there, and always, right? We're always looking for some type of cracking correlation at these significant levels, and we saw that cracking correlation with EU and GU. But the only thing that we wanted last week, or at least myself, James, I don't know if you had the same stance on this, but even though I was seeing kind of a breaker scenario here, I still wanted to see that last phase redistribution taken out. Primarily seeing price close above this level. So we mentioned price closing above that 12800 level. And then we did just that. And we saw our next phase of reaccumulation. This is beautiful last week. So I believe that this should carry us into the previous month's high. So let's look at our monthly chart. Right, as you guys can see on the monthly chart, for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 months, price has been attacking previous month's highs. All right, so we're going to hold 30440 as the ultimate draw for the month. We've already gone open low. Now we're in that expansion phase. All right, when you think about the candle open low, right? We've already done that. Now we're in that range expansion, headed to the ultimate terminus. And in here, just for finding support levels, we have these old areas of distribution here, which obviously scan across price, become new areas of reaccumulation. This was going to give us that daily fair value gap. So we should be able to play around this level right here, right? We should be able to see price get inside of here. And we should all know at this point, we are thinking lower time frame market maker buy model. All right. So open, low, high, close is what we're trying to predict here for this week. All right. Wanting to see price get inside of the range and take advantage of the next external range liquidity run. All right. And then overall, this is an external range, low resistant liquidity run. All right. One little point to be mindful of is this daily fair value gap. All right. Just to, keep an eye on that. But overall, it looks like a clean market maker buy program. James, what do you got on this? You got the same ideas or anything different?
I think people can tell you're my mentor. So far, like the exact same. It's almost like you've watched my Outlook, like the exact same, bro. Like literally.
Well, that's it. That makes me feel good. Then
Well,
that means I'm on
you've
point as
done your
well.
job, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One more
All right.
thing, so like that high that we're ultimately aiming for, like that's a pretty significant liquidity pool as well. That's last year's high.
This over here?
The one above that. So after we take,
Yeah.
like if we take out that area at 34.54, then obviously in terms of order flow, we'd be looking to see that area get taken out, and that's a pretty significant liquidity pool.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I had it marked up here too. 31,480 is what we're around that too.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I think, if we clear here, then there's not really much. There should be a continued low resistant run through this area and taking us to the top of that range as Visual stated.
that also puts us out of that consolidation. I think that high from last year is kind of like where we topped out the consolidation that we're in.
12-month chart. All right, 12-month chart. Those equal highs, that level that you're calling vision is a fair value gap. Beautiful. There's always some hidden clue in the chart, right? Just looking at a 6-month chart, right? Even for the these 6-month charts, this 31,480 was the last time that price actually ran through the high. So the previous 6 months just simply traded inside of the range, whereas the 3 6-month candles before were attacking the previous 6 months highs. All right, so we're that kind of adds confluence to what Vision is saying there. Quarterly charts, so on and so forth. All right.
Bro, I got a question. Could you go straight to the 4-hour chart just real quick? I think it was the 4-hour chart. Or the 4-hour chart or the daily chart. Yeah, so you see that 4-hour chart, right? So basically the high you marked there, and you said, okay, so that you see that breaker scenario, you really and truly institutional order flow would still be bearish, and that's why you wouldn't take that breaker, because that's what I would
Where
see. So
mark
do
it
you
on the
remember
chart.
that dealing
The
range on the
annotation
break?
tool is
He's on about the last phase of redistribution.
here.
No, at the smart money reversal, basically.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you basically wouldn't take the trade at the breakup because at that point
Yeah.
institutional order flow is still bearish.
Yeah, because this is where we had to talk about this today in the mentorship the boot camp call, but it's every scenario does not require the same response, right? Obviously, there's certain stimuli in the chart, but I have to decide between if there's a balanced price range here, right, and then if there's a structural shift. With obviously this is pre-call, but we have other guys on here, but you kind of get where I'm going with this. We got a BPR, we got a market structural shift. Sometimes you got to sacrifice R for the sake of just adding a little more confidence or confluence behind, just to collect a little more information is what I'm trying to say.
Bro, you keep mistaking me for the boot camp. I'm your 101.
No, I know that, but what I was saying was we have,
guy.
yeah, this is an open call, it's a public call.
Can I add something on that? I think as well, every trade is different. And for example, like I took those longs from the 4-hour imbalance.
Oh, is it?
Pardon?
Oh, is it? So yeah, so go on.
Yeah, I took those longs because obviously look at parent order flow on the weekly time frame. Again, look at the monthly time frame.
Yeah.
With respect to the imbalance, I knew where the draw was. I saw the SMT and a breaker in a bullish market. Like if I took a loss on that trade, I'm not going against my rules. So as a trader, I'd be fine on losing money on that. Whereas if there's no SMT, then I'm just being impulsive and I want to get in the market. And then if it went against me, I'd say, "Oh, James, why have I done that?" But all the scenarios were there. So sometimes you got to take the trade, man. Take the trade.
Yeah, that's a great
bit more patient.
Yeah, that's a great point.
But everything was there, man. Everything was there, so I just took it.
Yeah, because I see everything there. You have a breaker, fair value gap. That's high probability. That's all what I would think.
But SMT is the key point.
Yeah, and SMT.
The point,
yeah, sorry.
The point we're making, David, is there is no right or wrong, because at the end of the day, none of us have a magic wand and none of us know where price is truly going. All we can do is use probability. And for myself, my confidence level in this idea, my confidence level for this particular trade is, you guys know me enough. Now, if I see a BPR, I'm going to wait, right? Now, if there was no BPR, then for my personal confidence level, then maybe I'll use this, all right? James is different, right? He's a different guy, right? We're all different people. His confidence level said, hey, I trust the price. My risk tolerance will allow me to trade from here. And he's okay with that. And that's fine. There is no right or wrong.
Yeah, no. Thank you. Thank you, James.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. All right. So we have this. This is the last one that we'll go through. Well, actually not the last major, but we'll come back to the majors. But looking at this from a weekly chart, or actually, let's look at a monthly chart first. Now we're not moving a lot here, right? We're just back and forth. Vision would probably say is not the best market. But what I'm looking at is we've run down, we've taken out this sell side liquidity pool, right? And then we've since had a pretty strong push up. On the daily chart, if I can start trying to look for a buyer sell program, this entire liquidity void is, I'm seeing that prices, this basically should be a low resistant liquidity run back up to this area. All right, because this move here just wasn't sustained at all. This was the last redistribution phase for that move, right? BPR, we trade lower, come back up, and then once we get above this level, you know what I like here is that we start establishing bullish institutional order flow, right? Clearing out these sell side imbalances. So these guys are being cleared out. Propulsion blocks on the daily here. This area should act, right? All right, let me say it like this. This area has a high probability of holding.
That is beautiful.
All right.
That is beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Really nice.
Yeah, I'm really liking this. So this should be 6,800. We'll round this level to 6,800, and ultimately we're thinking open, low, high, close, maybe down into this support level here, and then we want to see a run up through those highs. Okay. Now, maybe I should be given the opposite scenario as well. If this happens to trade, right, and we clear out this level on the daily, we trade here and we close. Actually, not there, but it would be this level. Now, if we happen to do this and we close, then at that point, we're probably going to start looking to see if price wants to just continue to be bearish. All right, but as of right now, this is what we have. This is what we're going with. All right, looking at the Swiss franc pairs, I'm gonna start with CAD Swiss here. They all have the same condition. Let's start on the quarterly because quarterly is going to kind of show us where we are. So obviously, order flow on the quarterly, right here, right, order flow is bearish. We have one more month left in this quarter to see how this candle closes. Going to a monthly chart, obviously you guys can see the draw for the past 4 months has been previous month's low. Each candle has gone open, high, low, close. All right. And we're kind of seeing the same thing here. Now we still have 11 days left within this candle. We've run out. I want to say I think these are all-time lows. Yeah, they might be. Yeah, those are all-time lows. Looking at a weekly chart. So for our weekly, this would be the intra-month low down here. Right. My only objection to these ideas, even though we're following the facts that price is showing us, my only objection here is the fact that this sale program is already complete, and then these are all-time lows. I'm not really a fan of when price reaches all-time highs or all-time lows, because at that point I don't have much information from the left side of the chart. But we can still flow with I guess the facts behind price. So on the weekly, fair value gap, measuring the range, we've gotten into equilibrium, but we have a fair value gap here. There's also fair valuation resting at this 6442 level or 6443. So there's a possibility that we could trade up to fair valuation, or we could actually have a smart money reversal from where we are now. Somebody has their mics on. Can you mute it for me, please? Guys, can we figure out who that is? And
Yeah, I just muted.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, all right. So right inside of here, okay. In order for us to, as of this current moment on the daily, right? It's not solidified for me to be bearish here. All right, just yet. What I want to see is daily up those candles. I want to see price, closing down below these guys, maybe clearing out this BPR. This should be a BPR in the lower time frame. Yeah. Get this guy here. All right, so imagine we run through this with speed. We should be looking for cracks in correlation, any types of SMT up here with other correlated assets. But if we do trade through here with speed, then at that point, then I'm going to see this whole thing as, a sale program, with this being my last phase of reaccumulation. And then we should continue to see price trade lower. James, you go over this asset or no?
I didn't. I went over USD Chef. It's the same scenario.
Okay. Yeah, same scenario. Yeah. I think the only difference here is actually no difference. We have a weekly fair value gap, volume and balance scenario here as well. I want to say pound Swiss hasn't run out the equal lows or the lows at the bottom of the range. But same thing here, guys. We want to look for cracks in correlation. Personally, I believe that this is going to give us another move higher. And then from there, we see if there's a smart money reversal to see if price starts breaking down. All right. This is what I say I was mentioning this today is you don't always have to be the trader that gets in on the smart money reversal. It's kind of like what we were speaking about with pound USD. If your confidence level is at that next phase of distribution or that next phase of reaccumulation, that's fine. Just understand where you are in the overall framework, and you can work inside of there, to your advantage. So, Euro AUD and pound, no, not pound AUD, just Euro AUD. So with this asset, seeing this as it's kind of that dealing range scenario, 1, 2, right? Seeing this as the rebalancing phase before the next expansion. All right. And it's not ready yet, but just a heads up, we trading style here below that 65300 level. Below here is where we want to be alert to Euro AUD. On the daily chart, of course, we're certainly bearish still. All right, there's nothing that we do. 4-hour chart, same idea, just kind of mapping out the market maker buy program. So we want to see when price gets down here, we want to see if we can identify a few things, right? SMT and some type of sponsorship. All right, but obviously we're not ready yet. GC. So GC, AC, and EC were wonderful last week. They all moved just as planned. Looking at our weekly chart, even the monthly chart or the quarterly chart, it is very obvious and clear that we are bullish, right? So I'm thinking this area here for GC 788.50 is the ultimate draw. But we can see on the monthly, like order flow is certainly holding up. This month is going to open low. This month is going to open low already. Looking at our weekly chart, that pushed lower. All it did was trade into the weekly OB. I can take this as well, but we trade into the weekly OB, run into the fair value gap. All of that is a lower time frame buy program, and we've since traded higher. And what I like is we now have this inversion fair value gap, and just below that inversion fair value gap, we have an area of reaccumulation. All right. So I believe we should be able to use this OB to this fair value gap as strong support, taking us into 78500 to 78850. Any other insights on this? Anything that I missed, guys?
I have exactly the same.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Very
All
nice.
Right. Yeah.
If
So
you do
I
one
think
on
that,
NAS. Oh, sorry.
what was that?
I said if we can take a look at NAS. I mean, but whenever you're ready, no rush.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's coming. It's
Thank
down
you.
the list. Last thing here is just we want to see internal to external range push. AUD CAD on the daily chart. Let's go weekly first. Monthly. All right. So the monthly, what happened here is we weren't respecting weekly PDRAs, right? Price goes down inside of this monthly down close candle here. And then on the daily, we're seeing the buy program form. So all of this has been breaking up, transferred to the right side of price. We have propulsion blocks. Basically, we have propulsion block, daily fair value gap, high probability scenario. All right. This is a dealing range. We're seeing accumulation, manipulation, expansion. So now we're at that phase where we're thinking rebalance the inefficiency, turn around. Okay, so lower time frame, guys, that means market maker buy program is what you should look for. And then the ultimate draw is this 09280 level at the top of this range. Okay, we mark this out as a draw of liquidity as well. It's daily fair value gap. 4 hour. Cool. All right. Silver. So let's look at a weekly chart. We have S&T silver euro and so let's say GUSD. So don't even, I mean, without having to go into it, you guys can see the Kraken correlation right here. That's beautiful. And then let's see what follows that Kraken correlation. Let me see the monthly chart real quick. All right, monthly chart, all we did was, this is the range, this is the current dealing range on the monthly. All we did was trade into the discounted rate. Reacted to the discounted rate, we got SMT. Right, smart money reversal down here. Now, I did believe that we would have gave another run. We haven't. But as since happens, we start to establish order flow. We create a dealing range here, sell stops, buy stops. The wick on that candle rebalances the range, and now we're pushing back higher. All right, so the draw for me is this 2711650 level. Did you cover this one, James?
I didn't. No, I didn't. Looks nice though.
Okay. Yeah. I think it does, and it aligns with what we're thinking for the dollar as well. And the target is a weekly gap, but I do believe we could make it to the top of the range.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
I think so.
the other thing I like is we closed through this weekly down close, and we closed above that weekly down close candle.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah, and this looks pretty nice. There's another thing too here. All right, scan across price. It's potentially reclaimed. And that area creates a fair value gap. AUD New Zealand, same idea. So this is what I like. Across the board, when we look at any of the assets that have to do with AUD, they all have strong confluence for more bullish price. And I like to see those types of things in price. So so this range here, we trade down into the fair value gap on the weekly, and the reaction from that has since been, we started to play around just a little bit. We kind of got into a bit of a consolidation here, right? But then we expanded outside of that consolidation, fair value gap to down close candle, right? So we see, price trades below here. We see if there's a lower time frame market maker buy program, point A to point B, taking us point C, which would be these equal highs. $111 480 is that is the draw for that. Okay. So I'd really like to see us run out this low. We run this low out, get back inside of here, and then see some type of bullish dealing ranges, breakers, lower time frame market maker model, so on and so forth. All right, dollar yen. James, we spoke about this earlier.
Yeah.
Weekly chart.
Correlated asset.
BPR.
Wait,
Yeah, BPR. I don't know. Are there any SMTs here?
I haven't checked. Check. What with your EJ or GJ? IPTA IV, yeah. So you see the compare symbol next to the ticker name. There should be a little plus sign. Maybe when you press that, you just pull up the pair. And you can yeah, you got it. Nice. Try EJ. How many did you put?
Yeah, this is EJ right here. This is EJ that I have.
Let me look at GJ.
I mean, even if they aren't there now, I mean, price is still digging up deeper of the range. So we just want to be alert to any SMT, any cracking correlation inside of this range that could potentially send us back lower. But I believe with the dollar being weak right now, and across the board, most of the other yen pairs are trading lower. I believe that we could maybe get inside of this area and then start to move back lower. So for me, 141,680 to 105, 140,100. Those would be the levels that I want to attack. And then as of right now, this is the point at which I want to see price close to that level. And so then this is what I'm thinking. Sell program. Yeah. But if we push here, then obviously now that gives us a slightly different scenario. The response may change or come stop. All right, oil. So coming back to oil after 2 weeks, the initial move that we highlighted for oil played out perfectly. This overall sale program, taking out the 7.7665 level. We've since traded back up inside of the range, but we've only traded up to a weekly fair value gap. All right, so we traded to a weekly fair value gap. Pretty strong rejection. Equal lows down below 7.490, 7.480. Daily chart. We've cleared out this imbalance here. I can't say I'm super sold on the bearishness just yet. Doesn't mean it can't continue to go bearish. If it does, I'll probably miss the move. But I kind of like, for some reason, I like to see it push up. I like to see SMT, and then go lower. But we'll see. What do you think, James?
No, I agree. I'm not that keen on trading oil. I took 2 trades and I took 2 losses. So this is not my ideal
It's
pair.
like EG, right?
Oh my god, don't even get me started on that pair, bro. Don't get started on that pair. But to me, I know that's a weekly imbalance,
Yeah.
but I would not be shocked if that's just forming another short-term low. I mean, at the end of the day, you are in a range, so you gotta take it with a pinch of salt. But yeah, if there's no SMT, then probably would, yeah, off the table.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Maybe we allow this to trade a little lower. Because right now we haven't even closed through 50% of this overall grade. So maybe we allow something like this, and then we see what we get. Because technically, this is the last phase of reaccumulation, and you can see we've only gotten rejection from that level.
Exactly. Mind you, if you start closing above the high, it looks like quite a nice swing fractal. Looks pretty bullish if you start closing above the high.
And plus, and that's the first time we've come to a 4 down close candle.
It's just in a range though. It's not really going anywhere.
Yeah, it's not. This is not really to be trusted. I prefer this, and then to see if we start moving. But we'll come back to it. We'll monitor throughout the week. It's not ready yet. I did throw an exotic in there. Right. So regardless of the asset name, I mean, what's clean here is right. Last phase reaccumulation cleared out, turns into a new phase redistribution. This is the redistribution. We're targeting the equal lows at 356. Right. What I'd also like is we close through that daily up close candle. Go to our 4 hour. Let me see a weekly real quick. Right. So the draw should be open, high, low, close. 4 hour. I think on the 4 hour there is no, not this asset. I think it's NOK. Let me go see. I mean, you guys can see the clear market maker sale program, right? Equal those down below. And there's a weak dollar behind this. Okay. And here we go. Fair value gap. Boom. So any move up here, maybe you're intraday, right? That leaves the decent opportunity. EuroCAD reacting to the weekly order block, short-term low, intermediate, right? Short-term, here's an expansion. Daily range, 1, 2, rebalance. Now we're seeing 4. All right. So I do believe we'll come and we'll take out the high of this range. But I kind of want to see us come here and then here. But I'm bullish on EuroCAD. And this was the exact that I wanted to take a look at. So same idea. You guys can see market maker sell program. Obviously, we're on the sell side of a curve. All right, no doubts about it. Daily up close candle supporting price. We traded, we closed through that daily up close candle. And then to put the icing on the cake, we have SMT with GBP and okay. All right. So you guys can see right here the practical correlation. And then right here we have a nice little daily range, accumulation, manipulation, distribution with the fair value gap here. So I just, this is gonna be my weekly opening price. I just look to be short above that weekly open, but obviously confirming that price shifts back to bearish. And then the draw should be the bottom of this overall range. Equal lows down below market price. Yeah, cool. Cool. That's it. That's the week, guys. That's what we have.
There's one other pair if you want to quickly look at it. It's
Oh, we
US
didn't look at NAS.
US 500 as well.
Okay.
Wow,
All right.
thanks.
James, I'm gonna go to US 100 first and then US 500.
It's super easy. It's already in the buy model.
I'm pretty much done with gold for the league. That's done.
Bro, I'm
gold?
buying gold.
Yeah, because
Oh,
like
yeah.
I mean,
No,
at an
trust I will
all-time
buy
high,
gold.
it's like I don't even know where it's going at this point.
Damn.
All right.
So yeah, monthly
so
down
US
close candle. Oh, sorry.
yeah, right here.
I,
No,
I,
you're
I
right.
won't get ahead of myself.
So monthly down close candle here. You're right on point. So the monthly down close
Oh.
candle, right? We see a reaction.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
and one thing I actually want to tell you, no one spotted this SMT on NAS, but there is one with S&P 500 where
yeah.
May's low was taken on NAS, but it wasn't on S&P. See, so S&P take it, but
Oh yeah, see.
yeah, there we go. May's low, there we go, and look at May's low on
Yeah.
NASDAQ. That's why I was trying to buy it. There we go, boom.
Wow.
Wait,
Yeah, I didn't even see
And
that.
it was so frustrating because
Oh, yeah,
when I saw your chat mate just saying, "Oh, we're waiting for that last consolidation or something," I was like, "Oh my God, they're missing free opportunity."
Yeah, that's great. I didn't even see that. All right, so that's great. We have a cracking correlation. We push down inside the monthly down close candle, and you know, very obvious buy program here, right?
Yeah.
I think last week the trickiest thing last week was we were literally this is that trap order flow where we're sitting between a premium array and then a discount array, right? And we got a fair value gap in between. So for me last week, I was saying, hey, we probably want to hold off on NASDAQ and see how price treats this range. Now we've waited, we're coming into a new week, and we have the information that we need. All right, SMT, price pushing up, creating buy side imbalances. So I want to think open, low, high, close for this particular week. All right, taking us back to the high of the previous month. Here's our monthly candle.
Sweet.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty nice. The only thing it's gonna be is seeing like what happens to this volume imbalance. Now, if we close above the volume imbalance, is very even stronger support to go into 27,380 or 2750. But I like it.
But the thing is
And
that
then,
I told my dad to buy. He's an options trader, so he bought a NASDAQ. So like now he's like super happy. So yeah, that's why I just wanted us to check it out.
oh yeah. US 500. So, all right, so we've already identified that cracking correlation. US 500 gives us the same, pretty much the same idea that we have on the NASDAQ. I actually like this better because we come to right at the mean threshold of this monthly down close candle. Whereas NASDAQ kind of dug a little deeper into the monthly down close candle. It almost tricked us. But you know, fair value gap, down close candle, that's always going to be a strong combination. And we've kind of created that swing low fractal. Daily chart, clearing out all of the sell side imbalance, creating buy side imbalance. All right, so we have a daily fair value gap to play from, and we want to see price reach up into the 5675 level. So open, low, high, close here as well. Yeah, and somebody mentioned gold, so we can go and take a look. But I didn't. I personally.
Gold is actually a good play.
You think so?
Well, no, not kind of. I think the only thing you can do with gold right now is allow Monday to sort of trade back inside the range and then take the Tuesday low of the week, which will obviously give us a daily imbalance. I think that's all you can do. I don't think there's anything else you can really do with it. You see, just like maybe Monday is like a little Z day, and then we get like a classic buy day on Tuesday.
Yeah. For me, I mean, we're in no man's land, nothing to the left. So that doesn't mean we can't keep trading higher, right? We got a weak dollar. So, gold might keep going higher. We're seeing the daily down close candle support price. So, I mean, that's all we can go with. We can't say, oh, it's at all-time high, so it's going to drop. That ain't the information that we got. The information that we have says bullish order flow.
Trend is your friend.
Yeah. 4 hour. Fair value gap. BPR. 1, 2, 3. Dealing range, right?
Yeah, there's also a breakout.
Yeah. So fair market value of this BPR, scan across price, aligns with this fair value gap. If I'm trading gold, I don't know if we'll have that steep of a retracement. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But if I'm looking at gold, the confidence level rises once we get down inside of here. Because if we're trading gold right now, the best thing you could do is just simply capitalize on your external range liquidity runs.
Right.
I don't think trying to pick the top for these internal range runs is most ideal. I'd say just allow them to form, look for the smart money reversal, and then trade as price goes outside of the range.
Most definitely.
Anybody on the call, you guys can speak up. Anybody have any objections to anything that we've said? Any different viewpoints? Any pairs that might stand out?
No,
Not
but
really an
you gave me some
objection,
good
just oh, go ahead, talk.
no, and no, but you did give me some good ideas. That's all I was gonna say. Thank you.
Okay. You're
The
welcome.
only thing I was gonna say is on GU that the that high that was like the draw of liquidity is the same as the IPTA 20 range high. Like if you anchor it from
Oh,
first.
okay. Let's take I like to use this little tool down here. All right, so we take this high.
Yep, so
Actually, we have to do this.
I
You're
just use
saying
the
this is the 20
anchored range indicator thing.
What's one?
It's a I forgot who made the indicator, but it's like you take the IPTA data range and you anchor it at like the August 1st, and then you can see like the
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have it.
Okay.
It's called anchored IPTA.
anchored. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's
Yeah,
the
I
one.
use that one, bro. It's really good.
All right. So we can. So you want to take August 1st and look back?
Yeah,
Yeah. So that is the 20-day high. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's it. Nice.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. I think if I had to grade anyone that I believe is gonna run directly to our draw, I think GU would be first on the list.
yeah. It's
You know, we can just get inside of this range right here. Should be pretty easy. Yeah. That's a great point though. Thanks for highlighting that. Anything else? How many do we have on the call? 15. Anything else, guys?
I think we've covered the entire forex market.
Yeah,
that
you
was
made you covered in basically everything.
that was a great rundown.
Yeah, that was great. But that was pretty quick.
Yeah, it
Only
took us
2 hours.
Your advice,
Yeah, we'll be all right. Yeah, guys. So we'll I can't promise this every week that we'll do it live like this, but had some free time today, so decided that we'll jump on and we'll see. It should be fun for us to keep track of this throughout the week. Then we'll see how price is moving. Let's all just get 1% better as a collective. So
yes, sir.
thanks guys for joining and happy trading this week.
Yeah, man, you too, bro. Cheers.
Too.
Yeah.